What if I told you that the way most people respond to disrespect is the darkest path, one that drains your dignity, weakens your power, and lures you into disasters? In this video, you'll learn the hidden psychology behind disrespect, why we so often tolerate it even when it destroys us, and, most importantly, a clear, powerful, dignified method to never tolerate disrespect again. Stay with me. If you've ever been undermined, ignored, or insulted, this is for you. Disrespect comes in many forms: a snide remark, interrupting you, ignoring your boundaries, sarcasm, and condescension. Even micro-insults chip away at your sense of value. Why does disrespect hurt so much? Because it targets your self-concept, your inner narrative of who you are. In the brain, social rejection or disrespect activates the same neural circuits as physical pain. Your mind says, "I am being devalued." When someone disrespects you, cognitive dissonance can arise. You believe you deserve respect, yet you receive disrespect. That tension causes stress, anxiety, internal conflict. Also, many people who experience disrespect have weak boundaries. They haven't clearly defined what is acceptable or not. Disrespect is often a power move, a test of dominance. The aggressor is attempting to shift the hierarchy, putting you down to elevate themselves. Yet despite the pain, most people tolerate disrespect. Why? Fear of conflict. If I respond, they'll hate me or reject me. Learned patterns. Perhaps in childhood, you were told, "Don't make waves, be polite." Threats to social stability. I'll lose friends, lose status, lose safety. Over time, tolerance builds resentment. You internalize negative self-beliefs. Maybe I deserve it. Maybe I'm weak. Anger simmers. You find yourself reacting later in destructive ways. The darkest trap is this: you silently endure until you explode, or you fight back impulsively in anger. Both approaches are reactive. They surrender your agency. Your dignity is lost either way. Imagine this. In a workplace meeting, someone continually interrupts you and dismisses your ideas. Every time you bite your tongue. Finally, after weeks, you snap. You lash out angrily. The room goes quiet. You burn your bridges. That is the trap. Let's look deeper at what drives us into that trap. First, emotional hijacking. In the moment of disrespect, your amygdala hijacks your rational brain. You react before you think. Second, availability heuristic. The first emotional reaction leaps out and you adopt it. You don't pause to consider strategic response. Third, escalation bias. Once a conflict begins, we generally intensify it. A slight jab becomes a full duel. And fourth, rumination and narrative self. You replay the insult, build resentment, inflate the offense. That gives your reaction power. It builds drama in your mind before you even speak. The costs of falling into the trap are steep. You damage important relationships. You feel ashamed of how you responded. You teach people they can treat you poorly because you allowed it. In some cases, the person who lashed out is feared, not respected. In others, they're labeled volatile or unstable. The outcome is rarely the dignity or resolution you hoped for. Let me tell you a story. A mid-level manager endured snide remarks from a peer. He tried to ignore them. Over months, his resentment built. Then, in a meeting, he exploded. Harsh words, personal attacks. The result? He was suspended, the working relationship fractured, and his career suffered. The turning point always occurred because he waited too long. The reactive moment became the defining moment, and he lost control of it. So, silent tolerance or explosive retaliation? They're two sides of the same reactive coin. You don't want either. There is a third path. Here is the framework. 3 steps to handle disrespect with power, dignity, and psychological strength. Step 1. Internal anchor and self-respect reset. Before you respond externally, you must anchor yourself internally. How? Remind yourself of your core values, your worth, your strengths. This is self-affirmation. Speak to your mind. I matter. My voice matters. I will not shrink. When insult lands, your internal anchor, keeps you from being knocked off balance. Step 2. Mental reframe and boundary clarification. Instead of interpreting disrespect as a judgment of your worth, reframe it as the other's problem, their insecurity, ego, fear. Use cognitive reframing from CBT. They are projecting. They act out when they feel threatened. Simultaneously clarify your boundaries in your mind. Decide where the line is, what you will and will not accept. For example, in this conversation, I will not tolerate being interrupted. Or, if you speak to me this way, I will pause this talk. Step 3. Strategic, assertive response. This is your chance to act, not react. Use calm, composed, short, clear responses. Use I statements. I felt disrespected when you interrupted me. Please allow me to finish. Use fact responses. Facts. When you interrupted, you cut me off. Affects. That felt dismissive. Clarification. Please let me finish. Tone. Calm. Brief. Or from nonviolent communication. I value our relationship. It's important to me that we speak respectfully. Let's contrast. Reactive. How dare you interrupt me? You always do this. Strategic. I'd like to finish what I was saying. Then you can respond. When pushback comes, denial, gaslighting, argument. Stick to your center. Use the broken record technique. Repeat your boundary. I understand you disagree. I still need respect. If resistance continues, call a timeout. Walk away. Pause the conversation. That's part of the consequence structure. After the exchange, debrief, journal, reflect, talk with a trusted friend. That's self-care. Over time, consistency builds your reputation. People learn you are firm, not brittle, strong, not aggressive. Respect grows. Let's recap. 1. Internal anchor. Ground yourself in your values and worth. 2. Mental reframe and boundaries. Interpret disrespect as projection. Decide your non-negotiables. 3. Strategic, assertive response. Respond clearly, calmly, and with consequences if needed. Throughout, the psychological pillars we used included self-affirmation, cognitive reframing, CBT, assertiveness training, and nonviolent communication. Ask yourself, which of these steps is hardest for you? Which will you begin applying today? If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Help others trapped in cycles of disrespect discover a better path. Next time, we'll explore how to rebuild trust after disrespect, when the person you care about has crossed your boundaries. Never tolerate disrespect, but always respond with dignity. This is Psychology Threads. See you next time.